My name is Hiromi Narita. I'm a study abroad advisor at Kirkwood Community College. Thank you so much for checking our channel. So today we will hear students' experiences on study abroad. So Adrian, do you want to introduce yourself?
I am Adrian. I was one of the participants to go on to a study abroad trip in Germany, and that was really, really fun. I had a good time.
Awesome. So I want to learn about your experiences in Germany. So what was the program about?
It was about construction management, so we did a lot of going to different sites and stuff and kind of check out and seeing what they did that was different than what we do. And I was a little nervous at first going into it because I wasn't in construction management or anything, and so I was like, am I going to know what to do when I go there and everything? But it was really fun because I didn't have to know any of it. And when we would do hands-on stuff, it was pretty self-explanatory, like, hey, take this hammer and nail this nail into the ground. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm able to do that. That's easy. So, yeah, we got to make a wooden bridge with the help. We were in this one, we were like in this university, school university for carpentry, I think, for a little bit, for just a couple weeks. And so it was really cool because we got to have an instructor help us kind of do that stuff. And we used a really huge, I guess, $2 million machine to like almost 3D print the wood, which was really, really neat because we don't even think we have that machine here for that. So that was really cool to witness firsthand. And I showed my dad that because he's huge into construction. He likes to do woodworking stuff. So he's like, we need that. I'm like, that's $2 million.
Wow, that's so cool. You went to Germany. So what was the program about?
So it was kind of about like construction management. So we did a lot of some hands-on stuff. We got to visit a kindergarten that was in construction, and we got to go there and kind of watch them work, and they kind of walked us through what they did to build that. And so we also got to go to a bunch of different factories and stuff that this guy had owned, and we got to witness kind of firsthand what they are doing in there. It was really weird because they only had, I don't know if it's just because we were there, but when we walked in there was maybe like 5 guys working, but they were all working on different things. And which I feel like is different from here because, you know, when you walk into somewhere, you see tons and tons of people working. So I don't know if it's just because they're just fast and they're able to do that stuff, but it was really, really cool to see kind of witness that. And they had this remote like crane, almost like an arcade machine crane. And so they even let us play around with that.
Really?
So that was really cool. I was like, oh my gosh, that's so awesome.
Wow. But you're not in construction, right? Like, what's your major in Kirkwood?
So I do, I plan on joining the CAD program. So kind of like industrial computer type stuff. And so, no, I was not in the construction management program when I went on this trip, which is really cool because I was scared that that would have been something I needed to do in order to go on the trip. So, but I had no idea you didn't need to know any of that stuff. And you really didn't, because I thought I would have to when I go there. But I mean, again, it was kind of self-explanatory stuff. Like, oh, when we build the bridge, they were like, take the hammer and pound this into the ground. And I'm like, oh, I can do that. That's easy. So, yeah, it was very, very awesome to know that you can go on stuff like this and you don't have to actually know it.
Right.
You know?
Okay. But then I wonder why you decided to join this program.
So I decided to join because I took 4 years of German in high school, and I wasn't we were given the opportunity to go on to a trip to Germany, but it was my COVID year, and so that struck out, unfortunately. But then I'm like, I love to travel. It would be really nice to go to a country by myself and see what that's like. So that will really kind of make or do if I like to travel or not by myself without my parents. And so that's when I decided to come in here, talk to you about it, and you're like, oh, we have one for Germany. I'm like, that's perfect. So yeah, that's kind of what really got me to push forward into that for sure.
Awesome. When you were deciding to join, did you feel kind of like nervous, or was there any reason why it would have stopped you from joining?
I was nervous at first just because, again, I was like, do I have to know this stuff before I go? And so that kind of made me a little skeptical, like, oh, well, I mean, if I don't know it, then, yeah, that's going to kind of be difficult to do, you know? But I think those pre-departure meetings really, really helped, like, prepare myself to go, because I was kind of asking myself a bunch of questions, like, what do we do when we get there? Where would we go? Kind of what, like, was going to be the plan? But then those meetings I mean, there were step-by-step PowerPoints of this is what we're going to be doing.
Yeah.
This is where we're going to be going. So start looking up kind of what you want to do in that area.
Uh-huh.
And so that's kind of when I wrote like I just took my phone and wrote in the notes like a huge thing of like places I wanted to go, where they're at, how far they are from the hotels and stuff. So
Awesome. So
yeah.
you kind of learn how to plan for a
plan
trip.
for it, yeah, which was really,
Awesome.
really nice.
Okay. So how was the program itself then? Did you enjoy any culture aspect, people, your friends,
Yeah.
faculty? Yeah.
So it was really, really fun. I was nervous at first because in these pre-departure meetings, like everybody knew each other, but I didn't know anybody. So I
Oh.
was like, oh gosh, am I even gonna fit in when we go there? Because I'm not.
Mm.
Everybody else is in the program, or some of them were doing welding, and there were a few architecture students, but I wasn't in
Okay.
any of those programs. So I'm like, oh gosh, this is gonna be interesting. But when we got there and everything, they all included me. They all wanted to know more about me because they all already knew each other. So it was really nice, honestly. They all were really, really fun. I'm actually still in touch with a few of them because we just made. I was really buddy with a few of them. So yeah, it really wasn't like as bad as I thought it would be. In those 2 weeks, I mean, you get to really know a person.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so it was really awesome for that.
Yeah.
And then I even actually met an online friend over there that I didn't even know.
Oh.
So I happened to go into one of my stores
Uh-huh.
and was just browsing. But then I noticed the guy behind the counter looked really familiar. And I'm like, I'm on the whole other side of the world. So this guy just, I didn't happen to just, I couldn't have just seen him around, you know, because I'm on the whole other side of the world. So I was like, who is this guy? I can't put my mind on it. And so when I was, I grabbed a book and he was ringing me up or whatever, I just started asking him. He kind of was my age, so he spoke somewhat good English.
Okay.
And so I was like, do I know you from somewhere? You look really, really familiar. And he's like, are you from here? I'm like, no, I'm from America. He's like, oh, well, I don't know. But we've kind of slowly started connecting the dots. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I know you. But I only ever seen him like on the computer.
Oh.
So that was really, really crazy.
Wow.
I met like one of my online friends in real life.
Wow.
And I didn't even know it.
How did you feel?
I felt like excited, like, oh my gosh. Like I kind of forgot I have a bunch of friends kind of all over. And I kind of just forgot to tell them, hey, I'm going to be in Germany. Where are you guys at? I kind of forgot to say that. But
That's interesting.
I was just like, I remember telling my parents that. And they're like, oh my gosh, what are the odds of that happening?
Yeah.
You know, they're very slim. But it happened.
Right,
and it was really, really awesome.
Right.
So
you mentioned the friend talking in English, but did you have any opportunity to use German?
I did. So since I guess they learn, English at a very young age, like through kindergarten, through high school. So that's why a lot of them my age would know English better than older people there. And so, yes, I did get the opportunity to speak German there. There was these 2 kids in the train station I was at. They were really nice. I think they had cell phones, but I was like, oh, well, they're very young or younger than me. So I was like, I'm just not even going to ask for their contact info. But one of them, I think, was at least 10 and the other might have been 8. But they were talking about anime and stuff. And I was like, oh, I got to get in on this conversation. I'll try as hard as I can to speak German. So I did. And they were like, do you speak German? And I'm like, no, I don't. I speak English, but I can speak a little German because I took a class in high school. And I said, I'm from America. And they're like, oh, we always wanted to go to America and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, yeah, I told them, I'm like, oh, yeah, you're going to love it if you come and visit.
Nice.
So they were really nice. And was able to witness firsthand. I had to have a full blown conversation with them in German of my favorite things. So it was really cool. But yeah, they were really, really nice. We talked about that on the train ride as where we were going to get off. And
nice.
So that was really awesome. But if I wouldn't have taken German in high school, I wouldn't have had the opportunity to have that conversation with them. So it was really nice. Yeah.
Awesome. How was the trip itself? Like, have you had a chance to explore the culture, a different part of Germany?
Yep. Yeah. So I went to when we got to do our free day.
Okay.
In Munich. And so I decided to check out some of my bookstores and stuff, but then I also checked out like 15 different churches in Munich, each one being very different. And I know some of them, when I would go in, I actually got to witness them in session because I think it was like Holocaust Memorial Day or something when I had went that one day to do that. So of course the churches would be pretty busy. So I went in there. We were actually able to go in there, but like the security people were like, keep quiet. You know, you don't want to interrupt kind of the sessions and stuff. So I was
Right.
able to take videos and pictures of things, and so cool to see that stuff.
Wow.
Each one was very different, but the art and the color in some of them were just so bold and bright. It's like I mean, you walk into a church here, I mean, you don't see anything like that. So it was really cool to see and kind of see their kind of culture in terms of that aspect of religion and stuff. And then I know when we went to Austria, when I had went to Austria and Switzerland, I thought they would be somewhat similar, honestly, to Germany since they're so close, but they were not. Each of them were different. But
Wow.
it was really cool to see that.
So you mean you went to Austria and Switzerland by crossing the border?
Yep, we did. So when we were in Lindau, one of the places we got to go in Germany, we were on the Lake of Constance, I believe. So there were ferries that just would take you out to these different, countries and stuff. And it was only like €10 for a round trip. So pretty cheap. So one day, we only were there for, I think, 48 hours. So the first time me and a bunch of people went to Austria, we got to ride the little train cart up there on that huge hill. We took tons of videos and pictures. And it was really nice because there was a huge walkway like throughout this little like forest, but you got to kind of go all over. But I didn't think we had enough time, so we just kind of just stood there, took pictures. There was this like restaurant up there though, really good food, good food. And
Recommend that one?
oh yeah, that was really good. And then we got to see the awesome view, like the hills and everything like that. It was really cool.
Wow.
And then Switzerland, we were on like a 4-hour crunch time, so. We didn't really get to go crazy there, but we checked out a few churches there. We ate at this burger place. Oh, they had really good burgers. And we got to see, they must have had a festival or something. So we got to see like some festival or something going on there too. So that was really cool too.
Wow.
But
I want to keep talking, but I want to listen to your some like messages for our Kirkwood students. Because we have so many Kirkwood students who are like interested in different culture, language, but are kind of hesitant to join our programs. So if you have any message for students, please share.
I think like I would highly suggest you do it. I would highly suggest, because I was scared at first, not knowing what I was going to do, but like all the help you need is right here. Like, go to those pre-departure meetings. They will help you, encourage that. And there's actually even scholarships available that will pay for it all. And it's just, if you're unskeptical like me and you're not sure of where to go or what to do, talk to somebody, get the help you need, because I had it all during my trip and everything like that. And it really helped a lot to have that help and support.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So I hope you enjoyed listening to Adrian's stories and message. At Kirkwood, we have many study abroad opportunities, short term and semester long. If you have any questions, please visit us in Global Learning. I'm a study abroad advisor here. I'm happy to help you and talk more. So thank you so much for checking today's episode, and thank you, Adrian, for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you.